Welcome back to my workbench. And today on the workbench we have a Nintendo Switch Lite that does not power on, does not charge. And let's take a look at what it does. Hope everything's in the picture. What it does when you plug a charger onto it. See what happens. Okay, it pulls down the voltage so low that it turns off the supply, it looks like. Yep. Yes. So, hope that's coming through on camera. It actually kills the 5-volt supply, or pulls it down below the point where this thing can't even operate. So we've got a short of some type. So let's take a look in this charge port if we can. But on this side of the port, if I can get it turned right, it looks like it's the plastic has melted some. Like something's been really hot. And there are strands of something in there that does look kind of like metal. I mean, I've seen worse ports, but I do suspect the port, just because it seems to be such a dead short. Okay, let's get the back off this thing. Alright, we've got the outer covers off, and I'm back under the microscope, and I want to show you what I'm looking at here. If you look at this port, I want to make sure it's in focus. It looks like, I'm thinking this port has been replaced, and they melted the port when they replaced it, is what I'm guessing. That does not look like factory soldering, and some of those pins haven't been melted. The plot thickens, so maybe this is a previous attempt. I mean, I don't know. Soldering looks good on those mounting points, but I mean, if one of these pins just looks like they've been, you know, soldered by hand, and some of them have been really, really hot. Okay, I do want to do a few quick checks with a meter and a breakout board for this port. see what we get. So if we continuity mode is working. So I'm going to ground on this mounting screw here. Go to V-bus. Okay, V-bus over here is shorted to ground. V-bus on the B side, as it's labeled on this breakout, shorted to ground, 4 ohms. This one's fine. Any of these other ones, that should be ground. That's data, V-bus, VCon, data, data. There's another V-bus, 4 ohms, because those two are connected. Ground. V-bus here, shorted 4 ohms, A4. That does not. That's another V-bus connection there. Does not show shorted. Ground. So yeah, short on basically the supply voltage in V-bus into this connector is shorted to ground within 4 ohms or 4 ohms resistance. Right now that this board is out, I want to make a check right here on the fuse, and you can kind of tell by looking at this has been worked on. There's dried flux residue left behind, and some cotton from a cotton swab. But if we check, I'm in continuity mode. Right here's the fuse, the main fuse coming in with your supply voltage. We are shorted to ground. This fuse is still good. We have a, that's it says 8 ohms. So I want to check that basically before and after I pull this port. So I'm going to pull it and we'll see if that short goes away. I just noticed something. I'm getting ready to take this port off and just noticed something rather obvious. Look at the lip on the port. Whoever did this didn't bother even cutting the lip off. So this is definitely not the original port. You can use the port for a regular switch, but you normally would grind this off. Just remove this lip and it should work fine, but that still has the lip on it, so that's definitely a dead giveaway. It should have been that that's not the original port. All right, now that this port is out, let's do a quick continuity check. See if our short is clear. And, well, actually it's on the other side of the board, isn't it? Oops. Let's try that. There it is. So between here and here, well, now we're no longer shorted. There's ground. Fuse is still good. All right, so hopefully our entire problem is just in that port. So let me get a port prepared, saw off that lip, and we'll install that and see how it goes. Well, we are assembled enough to be able to test this. I did check the voltage across this battery here, and it is 0 volts. So I'm not sure if the switch light can charge a battery that starts at 0 volts or not. So that's one way to find out. I think I don't have the heat sink on the CPU, so if it turns on, I can't leave it running very long probably. But I don't think it's going to turn on because the battery is dead. So but what I want to see is hopefully it's no longer shorted. I don't think it is. And will it charge? This is hard to do one-handed. There we go. We snapped in there. What do we have now? 0.39, 0.26, 0.36. I don't know what's normal for a switch light. We've got a battery charge icon. So, okay, well that's hopeful. Because like I said, this battery was dead as a hammer, as they say. So, that is very encouraging. She's at least trying to charge the battery. Let's let it charge a little while and see if it will eventually turn on. Well, it's been about 30 minutes and I just noticed something here. Looking at the current, it has dropped down to 100 milliamps. And the display is no longer on. So I wonder if that means it's like in sleep mode now, ready to be turned on. Well, there's the power button. I don't know if I can press it. I'm out of hands here. Did I get it pressed? I don't think so. That time I did. Okay. No, it still says just charging. Okay, why did it drop down to 100 milliamps? Let's check the voltage across the battery. Not sure if I can do this. .44 volts and climbing slowly. 3.44, 13, 14, 15. So it is, I guess, trickle charging it in some way. Okay. Maybe that current will go back up at some point. I hope so. Well, it has been charging for several hours now and we're still only drawing like 100 milliamps off of the 5-volt supply I was giving it. So I remember this thing came with the original Nintendo charger, so why not use it? And the battery is already up to 3.98. I mean, within just a few minutes. Of course, it's charging at 15-volt supply. So let's see if she will at least turn on. If I can get to the power button. The power button's a little harder to manage on a Lite because of how it's in there. See if I can just squeeze it. There we go. Look at there. 4% battery. All right. I'll call that a success. Hopefully this battery will come on up. You know, it was totally flat though, so long term, I don't know. We'll see how it comes back. But I think that's going to be all for this video. This switch light has made a comeback. I hope you appreciated. I hope you liked that one, and I appreciate a thumbs up if you did, if you found it was interesting or confusing, or just you found it in general. See you in the next repair.